guys, today I have my nail polishes of the month for March 2018. I did wear a lot of different polishes this month and hopefully I can go through it quickly. Also, I started a nail polish rack of the month series and I just did it for the first time. I will have that video linked up there and also down below so that if you're interested you can go check it out, but pretty much those are the polishes that I wanted to wear in the near future. So let's just jump into it because I feel I do have quite a few to cover. The first one I wore this month is maybe an odd color choice for you. This one is from NCLA. It's the Peppermint Crush. So this one is a white jelly base with a lot of different shapes and sizes of red glitters. This one totally, like I suggested, it's probably like a Christmas polish, but because it's a white and red combination, I figure it could be nice for Valentine's Day. So I kind of was still in the Valentine's Day mood at the beginning of March, so I wore it anyways. I think it was nice. It looked crisp and it looked a little bit more springy, I guess, in a way. I would say you can get it opaque in 2 to 3 coats, but you do have to be careful to not overwork it. That's what I did. I went to the same spot way too many times, and especially on the second and third coat, you can easily pull away the previous coats and leave bold spots. You do have to be a little bit more careful when you apply this, but I think the end result is pretty. I wore Zoya Pepper. I wasn't sure if I mentioned this last month because I know it was right at the end of February and beginning of March that I wore this one. Anyways, this one is a deeper red color. I think it would be really nice for the winter month as a red polish, not like a bright red, you know, it's more like a brick red. I like those kind of muted polishes and the formula is a dream. It's really easy to apply. 2 coats, it gets opaque, no problem. The only thing is that I feel on my nails it did dry a little bit darker. It could be my skin tone, undertone. I don't think on my nails it looks like a red. On my nails I feel it looks more like a very warm brown color, so just be aware of that. And I looked up a lot of swatch photos from other people. It doesn't seem like the case for them, so I wonder if it's just my skin tone. And of course, St. Patrick's Day was in March, so I tried to wear greens a lot more because I usually don't use greens at all. It's just not a color that looks flattering on my nails. They tend to make my hands look really red, so I steer away from them for the most of the year. This one is a new one for me, so I wanted to try it out. It's Rikki from Zoya. This one is a metallic lighter green. I think it actually looks really nice. 2 coats, it gets opaque, no problem. It's very easy to apply. The formula is fantastic and there is no brush stroke at all, so I think that's awesome. And also Erin from Paint Those Piggies, she actually wore this recently too. I think her description of this is perfect. She said it looked like they chocolate foil wrap for those chocolate eggs around Easter. I think that's perfect. And because Rikki turned out so well, I actually thought about wearing Zoya Charla. So Charla is one of the older polishes that Zoya did. This color itself is really amazing, but the problem is that it is really sheer. If you use it on its own, it would probably take 3 to 4 coats, and for that reason, I don't wear it a whole lot. And I figure maybe it could be a nice topper for Rikki because, they're not similar really, but, they're both greens. So I just used 1 coat of Charla over Rikki, and that was perfection. Because they're both green tones, I think Charla became completely opaque. I think from now on, if I want to wear Charla, I'm gonna wear them together. So that way, it's a lot less work. Also, at the same time, Charla is a stainer. It stains your nails really bad, but by putting Rikki underneath, it actually, got rid of that problem too. So big plus, big bonus for discovering this combo. And then I went with Different Dimension Not in the Loop. This one is from the 2017 Chicago Polish Con exclusive. So the loop is what we call downtown here actually, because I think it's because there's a loop of train lines that would circle around the entire downtown, and they would call it the loop. So Not in the Loop, I think is a perfect name for that. Yeah, it's a good color too. It's this weird lighter mossy green, swamp green, but with a very strong reddish golden copper kind of shimmer sheen. It's so strange. I know it is not for everyone, but I just loved it. The formula is really good. It's a 2-coater. It's very opaque. If you're careful enough, you can probably get it done just with 1 coat, but I think it's just amazing. I want to come back to this a lot more, and it's very different. Zoya Lacey was one of the newer purchases for me in the past few months, so I wanted to try it out because it's also a green. This green is really unique because it has a lot of gray in it. I feel the color is almost exactly like some of the jade jewelry. Because I'm Chinese, like jade jewelry is like a big thing, and especially the finish on your nails just looks like that because it has that strong shimmer, but really it gives the nails a lot of dimension. It almost makes your nails look like they are a little bit transparent in a way, and it looks deeper. It feels like a water glass kind of thing on your nails, and I loved it. I think it's so flattering on my skin tone. I don't like grains, like I said, but I think the gray in this really makes a difference, and it looks amazing on my nails. It's just such a good one. I was pulling out a lot of random colors from my collection because I was trying to add more polishes into my project polish. So I wanted to try out a lot of different shades. So this one is one that I found in my drawers, and it's been a while since I wore it. It's China Glaze Sea Spray. This one is an old classic, I believe, and it is really good. In the bottle, it doesn't look like as much, but on the nails, it looks so crisp, but still it looks like a muted gray. It's a very different kind of feeling. It's like a very blue slate gray in a way, and it looks amazing. But I have to say this formula isn't the greatest. I feel nowadays my standard for formula is so much higher now, just because there are so many good polishes, but this one is a little bit streaky, especially around your cuticle. It tends to get a little messy. Like, it doesn't give you that perfect smile line very easily, and it doesn't self-level very nicely. It is workable, but it does require a little bit more effort, I would say. I can't think of a color quite like this in my collection. If I can find a dupe that will be perfect, I'll get rid of this, but I think it is a rather unique shade though. Then I went for LynB Designs Supreme Beans. It's a little hard to say. This one is such a good one. It's like a mid-tone rosy pink, but it has a very strong greenish golden shimmer. Can you see that? And it also has a lot of scattered hollow glitters. The base itself is a little bit more jelly or crelly like because it is extremely squishy, and it just feels like it's very glossy. And then on top of that, that green sheen, that green shimmer is something very unique that I've never seen before, and the hollow glitters, they really stand out nicely. Formula is easy to work with. I had no problem with it. If you guys have been watching me for a little while, you know that I had quite a few duds from LynB Designs. Their formula seems to be not very consistent, and this one is a good one. So if you were thinking about picking this one up, I would strongly recommend it. And it's truly a good one. It's such a unique shade. So for the first time I got Shimmer Me box, I was really drawn to most of the colors this month, so I wanted to try it out. The first one I put on my nails is from Femme Fatale. I've heard so much about this brand that I really wanted to try it out, and it does not disappoint. It's such a good one. It's a lavender-ish purple with a very strong blue shimmer sheen. And the lavender is more on the gray side. It's very muted, and that blue shimmer, the combination is just magical. And the color is called Wishbone. Yeah, it looked amazing. I have nothing to complain about it. The formula is a little bit on the thicker side, but it's very easy to work with, and I feel you can't even get it opaque by 1 coat if you're careful enough. I used 2, but the second coat was almost unnecessary. It was just such a good one. The other polish I tried right after that one is also from Shimmer Me box, and it's by Colors by Llarowe, and the color is called Elephant Walk. I see a lot of people describe it as a gray with green in it. I think it's the perfect mixture. I can't quite decide if it's gray or green. And it has a lot of golden shimmer that makes it appear a little bit more like an olive green. And also it has some very sparse, bigger size of green glitters, and I didn't get a whole lot of those on my nails, but you might be able to pick up a couple. And because how strong the shimmer is, it almost feels like it's a duochrome, but it obviously isn't, but that's how strong the shimmer was like. The formula is a little bit on the thicker side, but because of that reason, you can get it opaque almost in one coat. I just have no complaints. I think it looks amazing. Then I did a little bit of a nail art, if you call that nail art at all. Anyways, I used 2 colors at the same time. Both are untried polishes for me, so I just feel they could be a nice combo. I remember as a little girl, I always wanted to paint my nails gray and pink, but of course we never did, but that's just the color that I always wanted my room to be. And this kind of gives that vibe, you know, pink and not really gray, but like a grayish blue. Anyways, I used each polish on a few nails on my hands, and both formula are great. I think Jordan is a little bit streaky, but it really isn't that bad for a color like this, especially if you think about Mod About You from OPI. That one was horrendous. This one is much better. Oh yeah, and the color is called Jordan. I think it's a good polish. I'm glad I tried it out. And the other one is just Dream to work with. It's from Maiden, and the color is Let's Get Bliztened. It's from their Tipsy Christmas 2017 collection. It's a bluish gray, and it has a lot of bigger size UCC shark glitters, and it's a linear hollow as well. I think if I were to use this on all of my nails, it might look a little bit too dark for the season, but as accent nails, it looked perfect. And I did a little bit of dotted cure. It wasn't much, but I really like that combo. Then I wore Butterbeer Latte from Girly Bits. I also got this from 2017 Polish Con. It was the only polish I picked up from them because this color is very strange and odd, isn't it? It looks like a nude color, but it has a very, very strong pink tone to it. But I can't say that it is a pink polish. It's definitely more yellow and gold, but the color, the tone of it is just so different. It's a linear hollow, of course, and the formula was great. Everything was great. It was a strange color. It's probably not for everyone, but I think it's a really good one. And of course, I was just getting a little bored. I decided to put some dots on it. This one is Central Park Before Dark from Different Dimension. I have worn this before, but it was a long time ago. I figured because they're both linear hollows and green and gold are kind of like a St. Patrick's Day thing, and that was way past St. Patrick's Day already, but I still wanted to do a gold and green kind of combo. So I just put some dots on it, and I think it turned out pretty good. So that was all the nail polishes I wore this month that are not my project polishes. And of course, if you want to see what I did with my project polishes, of course I will have that video linked down below. So it was quite a bit to cover. I hope you guys enjoyed all of them, and I actually want to do something a little bit different. I meant to mention this like several months back, but I kept forgetting about it. I do declutter my nail polishes every once in a while. I do huge declutterings. You know, I will go through all of them all at once. And throughout the time, you would hear me say, like, almost every month in my nail polish of the month, I would declutter a couple polishes that I didn't care much for. And for those polishes, I want to find a good home for them. I want to give them to people who do like nail polishes. But keep in mind, they are usually polishes that I have worn a couple of times, or maybe even just, you know, it could be that I have swatched them, or sometimes they're brand new. I just didn't want to even try them. So I want to give them away to you guys. And so I think what I'm gonna do from now on, I got inspired by Phoebe Moon too, by the way. I think in my nail polish of the month videos, I'm just gonna do random giveaways. So you can leave a comment about whatever, hopefully it's nail polish related or this video related. I'm gonna just randomly pick a person every month, and I will send you a few polishes. It wouldn't be a whole lot just because I don't want to rack up the shipping too much. I will keep it just about 3 to 5 polishes generally, and I would try to mix the indie brand and mainstream brand and drugstore. Like I would try to get a good balance of everything. And then I have this, like, honestly, this size pouch that I could use, and whatever I can fit in that pouch, I would just ship it out. I think it would take 3 to 5 polishes. So yeah, if you're interested, just leave a comment down below. I want to say this month, I'm gonna try to keep it international. I really want to figure it out how to do international shipping because my giveaways usually stay in the US, but I figure because this is a smaller package, maybe I can use this as a practice run and then see how to get things across to overseas. So it would be open internationally, and hopefully it works out. If you guys are interested to get some very lightly used nail polishes, then leave me a comment down below. But if you don't want them, I totally understand, then still leave me a comment, but just say you don't want to get a nail polish. I completely understand that. And yes, so that will be it. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.